What if every step forward only dragged you deeper into the same nightmare? Sand burning your skin, the taste of dust choking your throat, the distant tower mocking you like a dream you can never quite reach. That crushing fear of repeating the same failure forever. The fragile hope that one more try might finally break the cycle. The brutal sacrifice of watching those you love suffer because of your choices. Episode 2 of Zero Kara Hajimeru Isekai Seikatsu Season 4 throws you straight into that endless desert storm. Released on April 15, 2026, and streaming exclusively on Crunchyroll, with both sub and dub available same day. This chapter picks up the brutal loss arc and slams the gas. You feel the grit between your teeth, the scorching wind on your face, the echo of a scream that might be Subaru's or your own. Nothing is handed to you on a plate. Every frame pulls you in, leaving you desperate for answers that you know will hurt. You're not just watching anymore, you're trudging through the Auguria dunes with them, heart hammering, needing to know if they'll ever break free. Right after episode 1 sets the desperate stakes. Rem still trapped in her coma, allies broken by the gluttony archbishops, and the only hope lying in the knowledge of the wise sage Shala. Subaru's party, Emilia, Beatrice, Ram, Meili, Julius, and Anastasia, finally sets out for the Pleiades watchtower across the deadly Auguria dunes. They stop in a dusty border town for grim warnings, then plunge into the shifting sands. Sandstorms warp space itself, Mabius swarm, and sudden, shocking dangers strike without mercy. Subaru's return by death kicks in hard, forcing him to learn fast or watch everything crumble again and again. The episode ends on a tense, mysterious note that leaves your stomach in knots. No bigger spoilers than what this episode itself shows, but every moment tightens the noose around the season's biggest questions. You taste the dry heat, hear the howling wind, and suddenly you need to see how they push through, or break trying. This episode is pure Zero at its best, relentless forward motion wrapped in heartbreaking loops. It pushes the main narrative deeper into Arc 6 by throwing the entire group into the first real trial of the journey to the tower. The pacing is tight and unforgiving, quiet moments of travel and talk give way to chaos in seconds. No slow build-up, it drops you straight into the desert and never lets up. The dramatic balance is perfect. Hope flickers, then gets buried under sand and blood, only to rise again stronger. Fans on Reddit and Twitter have been talking non-stop about the cloudy parts, the superfast return by death loops, and the mysterious flash from the tower. From the light novels, this is exactly how the Auguria dunes work, a living trap of spatial distortion called sand time that loops travelers in circles, just like it once stopped even the sword Saint Reinhard. The anime clarifies it beautifully without infodumping. Subaru's quick thinking across the loops shows real growth, turning what feels like random deaths into a puzzle he's learning to solve. The cliffhanger isn't cheap, it's the kind that makes you stare at the screen the way people once stared at ancient maps marked, "Here be monsters," heart racing for the next step. Everything clicks into place, and the desire to know what's really waiting in that tower burns hotter than the desert sun. Subaru steps up in ways that feel earned and raw. His hidden wounds from past failures are still there, but you see him growing into a real leader, calming allies, using every scrap of knowledge, refusing to give up even when it hurts. Beatrice's bond with him shines in heartbreaking moments. Her pure, childlike loyalty cracks under the weight of loss, and it cuts deep. Ram's quiet strength and sharp tongue keep the group moving, while Emilia's trust in Subaru feels warm and real. Their choices and dialogue feel completely consistent yet surprising in how much they reveal about how far everyone has come. You watch them carry scars you recognize from your own life, doubt, love, the fear of letting someone down, and it makes every decision hit harder. Power, sacrifice, hope versus despair. The episode doesn't just talk about them, it forces you to live them. The endless loops echo the myth of Sisyphus, pushing that boulder up the hill only for it to roll back down, yet choosing to push again anyway. Subaru's repeated deaths ask the same question we all face in tough times. How many times can you fall before you stop getting back up? The group's willingness to risk everything for one another shows the quiet power of trust and love in a cruel world. It's not preachy, it makes you feel the weight in your chest, the same ache you get watching someone you care about fight a battle you can't win for them. The Auguria dunes come alive as a terrifying new piece of the universe. The spatial warping, the deadly Mabiests, the 400-year curse that no one has ever crossed. It all feels ancient, alive, and unfair. These rules don't just complicate the story, they make the tower feel like the most important place in the world, turning a simple journey into something mythic and dangerous. Sharp, emotional, and full of weight. Lines land like quiet promises or desperate gasps you'll remember long after the credits. The way Subaru talks through his panic, or how Beatrice's voice breaks in grief, carries the same power as famous farewell scenes in history. Soldiers saying goodbye before battle, friends holding on when everything is falling apart. The script respects your intelligence and rewards you for paying attention. Every word echoes after the episode ends. White Fox delivers stunning work once again. Art direction by Ryoka Kinoshita and character design/chief animation direction by Haruka Sagawa make the desert feel endless and alive. Golden sands shifting under harsh light, deep shadows swallowing hope, sudden bursts of movement that feel dangerous. The sand itself was a huge challenge for the team, but they nailed it. Every grain adds to the suffocating atmosphere. Stillness in the looping moments feels heavy. The chaos of the Mabiste attacks hits like a punch. Beauty here isn't pretty, it's raw, desperate, and meaningful. Masahiro Shinohara's direction is masterful. Wide shots make the dunes feel lonely and huge, tight close-ups catch every tremor of fear or spark of hope. The editing rhythm mirrors the characters' racing hearts, slow and heavy during the loops, then fast and frantic when danger strikes. It pulls you right into their emotions and the growing tension. The OST feels like another character, haunting and powerful. Familiar motifs return at the perfect moments, swelling during the pain and falling silent when words aren't enough. The howling wind, the crunch of sand, the sudden quiet after a death. Everything works together to make the desert feel alive and merciless. Silence speaks louder than any scream in those return by death moments. Yusuke Kobayashi as Subaru is outstanding. His voice cracks with raw panic, exhaustion, and growing determination, making every loop feel personal and real. Satomi Arai as Beatrice delivers the emotional gut punch of the episode. The tremor and heartbreak in her cries over Subaru will stay with you. Rie Takahashi as Emilia and the rest of the cast bring their A-game too, but Subaru and Beatrice carry the soul of this one. Their performances don't just say the lines. They make you feel the characters' souls breaking and healing. I walked away shaken, heart heavy, and strangely inspired. The sudden deaths left scars, the kind that make you wince even thinking about them. Beatrice's grief hit like a wave, and Subaru's quiet moments of realization sparked real wonder at how much one person can endure. That final stretch feels like a collision of destinies, a breaking point where everything could change forever. It asks the same questions we all carry inside. How many times would you die for the people you love? What if the only way forward is to keep falling until you learn how to fly? The episode leaves you with wonder, dread, and that deep itch to press play again. If anything, the pace moves fast, and some moments might feel overwhelming if you're new to the loops. But that speed isn't a flaw, it's a deliberate choice that mirrors the panic and urgency Subaru feels. The intensity and body horror fit Zero perfectly. They're uncomfortable because the story wants you to feel every loss. These choices make the show stand out, and the payoff is absolutely worth it. Episode 2 is a powerful 9.5 out of 10 triumph. Visually breathtaking, emotionally devastating, and narratively gripping. It succeeds completely in its goals, deepening the mystery, breaking your heart, and making you care more than ever about this broken, brave group. Weaknesses? Only if you hate feeling desperate for the next episode. So here's the truth. The sand is still shifting in the Auguria Dunes. Subaru is learning the hard way that some paths only open after you've fallen 100 times. The tower is watching, and you're already walking beside them. Don't you want to know if they'll finally break through the storm? Head to Crunchyroll right now. The story isn't waiting, it's calling your name, and once you step into the dunes with them, there's no turning back.